Hello and welcome to this Pilates circuit, which forms part of the University of Worcester's Staff Development Wellbeing Programme. This is aimed at those of you that are working or studying from home and can be undertaken at any time. Before starting this session, you should have done the aerobic warm-up so that your body's a bit warmer, you've raised your pulse, you've loosened up, you've mobilised the joints, you've stretched out a little bit, and you've raised your temperature as well as your heart rate. So we're going to be doing a series of 9 exercises. Each exercise will last for 30 seconds and you'll then have a 15-second recovery between each exercise. I'm going to demonstrate the exercises as we go through the circuits, and I'm going to progressively increase the level of intensity as we go through that circuit. So you must find a level that challenges you. We're going to be doing 3 circuits. Between each circuit we'll have a minute recovery. I'm going to be using a tablet timer, which I'm going to get setting in a moment. So if you've done that aerobic warm-up, you know that you should be on the move, stepping from side to side. So I want you to keep that going whilst I just get the countdown going. So the first exercise we're going to do is a leg squat. We can do all these exercises without using any additional equipment, but if you do have handheld weights or you have an elastic band, a Dynaband, you could use that. If not, you could perhaps use a can of beans in each hand, or put some bags of sugar or bags of flour, some 2 kilogram bags of flour, into some old tights or a pair of socks so it's not going to spill when you're holding them, and use that instead. So just be creative if you want to add a little bit of resistance. So we've got 10 seconds to go, so we're going to take the feet a little bit further apart. I'm going to do it without any additional resistance to begin with. Place your hands on your shoulders. Are you ready? So what we're going to do is just bend the knees forward out over the toes. We're going to drop those sit bones down. We're going to keep the core engaged, perhaps breathing out as you lower and breathing in as you straighten up. So maintain that alignment as you move. So you're keeping your head in line with your spine. Find that point above head height that you can keep your gaze on. So we've got 15 seconds recovery, so that's your deep knee squat. So we're going to go into press-ups, and you might want an additional mat if you've got any problems with the knees. So you're going to get yourself into position, and the basic one is to do what we call a box press-up. So your hands are directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. Keeping the core engaged, your head in line with the spine. So you bring your shoulders slightly forward over your hands. Perhaps the elbows brush slightly across the front of the body. You breathe in as you lower and out as you lift. Again, keeping your head in line with the spine. So we've got 15-second recovery. We're going to go onto our backs to do some abdominal curl-ups. So your feet are going to be tennis ball width apart. Check your pelvis is in a balanced position. Hands on the thighs, across the chest, and back of the head, and as you breathe out, you curl up. Sliding your ribs towards the top of the pelvis. So you'll get a little imprint, the lower part of the back, into the mat as you curl up. We're not pulling on the head, we're simply supporting it. So you keep your head in line with the spine, sliding your ribs towards the top of the pelvis, breathing out on the way up, in on the way down. So we're going to go onto your side. So, bending the bottom leg, keeping the top leg straight, elbow directly underneath you, hand out in front for support. As you breathe in, you're going to straighten up. Then breathing out to lower. So you're pulling yourself away from the floor. Now if you want to work a little harder, you can raise that top arm, either level the shoulder or reach all the way up and over. So you're pulling yourself away from the floor, pushing gravity away from you, resisting it on the way back down. So onto your backs again, and we're going to go into what's called a spine curl. So your feet are going to be a comfortable distance apart, knees forward out over your toes. Then from there, take a breath in, roll a little ball to your belly button, and peel the spine away from the floor, breathe out to roll back with control. So you're bringing the pelvis up, level and in line. So you squeeze with the glutes, send the knees forward towards your toes. Keep your head in line with the spine. So we're going over onto your other side to do that side plank or side lift on the other side. So we want the knees in line with each other, elbow directly underneath your shoulder, and then from there. So you breathe in to come up and out to lower. If you want to raise that top arm, raise it. You can either bring it level the shoulder or reach right overhead. The arm turns in the socket of the shoulder as you lift it. Palm of the hand faces the floor, then it faces your thigh. And you maintain your alignment. There's no collapsing. Keep pushing the floor away from underneath you. So when you've done this last one, we're going onto your back again, we're going to go into some hip rolls. So we can do it with the feet on the floor, feet and knees together. We're going to add some arm flies to it. So as you breathe in, roll your pelvis and legs to one side. And we'll drop either both arms out to the side, or you could do one arm at a time. Or if you want to, you can roll both shoulders and the upper part of the body in the opposite direction to the pelvis. You still keep that natural hollow in the lower part of that. So keep your core engaged. Moving with control. So you're going to push yourself up into a kneeling position. We're going to do the plank. And we're going to do the basic one on your forearms and elbows, keeping your head in line with the spine. Keep your elbows pulled in. And then from there, drawing your belly button to your spine, you're just going to pull yourself up onto your knees. So you keep your head in line with your spine. Now, if you want to change yourself a little bit more, you can curl your toes underneath you and pull yourself up onto your toes. Breathing all the while. Keep pushing the floor away from underneath you. Getting that real sense of length from top to toe. And then go and lay yourself down in your front. We're almost finished for your first circuit. You're going to have the tips of the middle fingers together, elbows out to the side, walk your legs out behind you. And we're going to do what's called the diamond press. So all you're going to do is draw your shoulders away from your ears and get that sense of length through the body. Now if you wish to work a little harder, keep one hand in contact with your forehead and you start to salute. So keep your belly button drawn to your spine, and if you want to work harder still, you can start to lengthen and lift the leg on the opposite side of the body. So when you've done that last one, push yourself up into a kneeling position, because that's your first circuit done. We're now going to go into the second circuit. So you've got a minute recovery, so just move yourself around, get yourself set up. So take some nice deep breaths in, got 45 seconds left. So this time, if you want to add some additional resistance to what you've done before, keep on the move. You might want to use a band, or you could use some handheld weights. So I'm going to add the bicep curl to those deep knee squats. So we're going to use the band. Make sure you're putting the band underneath the balls of the feet, so underneath the arches. So the feet need to be a comfortable distance apart. And your head up in line with the spine. We've got 15 seconds left. So when you breathe out and bend your knees, you're going to curl your arms towards your shoulders. We're coming up to 5 seconds to go. So, working at your own level, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So dropping those sit bones a little deeper now, keeping the chest lifted and the head up looking forward. So we're breathing out to curl those arms, in as we straighten back up. So you can press the spring when you squat down and then you expand it as you spring back up. like band. So we're going back onto your front, we're going into those press-ups. Now last time we did the box press-up. If you want to work a little harder this time, you do what's called a 3/4 press-up. So you come up onto your knees, you lengthen your lever, and then when you're ready, lower with control. We don't collapse between the arms, keep your head in line with your spine. And the elbows, just brush the side of the body. So you keep that natural hollow in the lower part of the back. So again, back onto your back. I'm going to do those ab curls again. Now if you want to work a little harder this time, fold both knees into the chest so the feet are no longer there for support. Take a breath in, do that, curl up. And if you want to, you can tap your toes onto the floor as you lower yourself to the floor. You pull the knees back to the chest, the base of the spine stays on the floor. You only get an imprint in the lower part of the back onto the mat because you're curling up. Onto your side. So, you can bend that bottom leg, pull that elbow underneath you, hand on the outside of your thigh again. Then, we're going to do that side plank. Bring yourself all the way up and over. If you wish to work a little harder this time, you can raise that top leg. And if you wish to work harder still, you don't lower yourself to the floor, you just stay in that side plank position. Pushing the floor away from underneath you. Maintaining that alignment as you move. So again, back to do your spine curls. So onto your back, feet comfortable distance apart, arms by your side. So, you could use additional resistance using a band. So you feel the weight of the body going forward into the band. And if you really wanted to work a little harder, you could extend one leg into the air. You stay nice and stable on your supporting leg, pulling that leg into the space in front of you. And one more time. Onto your other side. So you get your elbow underneath you. You've lined your back up against the back edge of the mat. Hand in front for support on the outside of your thigh. Then as you breathe in, pull yourself away. You can lower yourself back to the floor. You can raise that top leg if you wish. If you want to work harder, you just maintain that position for your upper part of the body. As you simply lower and lift the arm and leg. They're your weights that are challenging your ability to stay where you are, as well as gravity pulling you down and your clothing perhaps. So onto your backs, hip rolls. Now if you do have band, you can use the band, and if you want to work a little harder this time, instead of your feet on the floor, you can do it with your feet in the air. So you can do those hip rolls with an arm fly, or arm flies. One arm going one way, one arm going the other. So from there, we're going to push ourselves up into a kneeling position. I'm going to go into the plank. So, you're going to put yourself up onto your knees, or you slowly coming up onto your toes and holding it there. And if you want to work harder still, you can step out with one foot, bring it back in, step out with the other foot and bring it back in. Maintaining your alignment as you move. And if you want to work harder still, step out with one foot, then the other, bring one foot in, then the other.
3, 2, 1.
So, back onto your front, we're going to do that diamond press with that salute and single leg lift. So walk the legs back, get a real sense of length in your body.
3, 2, 1.
So you can do the diamond press with that salute and that single leg lift. And if you wish to challenge yourself a little bit more, you can lift both hands off the floor, perhaps just one leg, or lengthen and lift both legs a few centimetres from the floor, getting a sense of length in opposite directions. Breathing in as you come up and out as you lower with control. Good. So that's circuit 2 done. So, coming into a standing position, have a walk around, go and grab a quick drink if you need it. It's important to keep yourself hydrated. So, we've got 45-second recovery. So last time, perhaps you added a band to your resistance and did a bicep curl with that deep knee squat. This time around, you could use some weights, some handheld weights, or a can of beans, or that bag of flour or sugar in an old pair of socks or tights, and you need one in each hand. So, we're going to have the feet a comfortable distance apart, keep your body moving, keep nice and warm, so don't bring that heart rate down. So on that scale of 1 to 10, which is our RPE, we should be now working about a 4 or 5, even going up to a level 6 on this last one. So, get yourself in a position, you've got 5 seconds to go. We can do it with a shoulder press if you want. So it feels like you're just sinking down under your arms. Still maintaining your alignment as you move. So this can be done with some weights if you've got them, or a can of beans, bags of sugar, bags of flour. Good, so we're going into your press-ups. So we've done a box press-up, we've done a 3/4 length press-up. Now if you want, you can do a full press-up. So if you're doing a full press-up, it's onto your toes, maintain your alignment. Breathe in to lower, out to push. Keep your elbows soft, so don't snap them out. Keep that core engaged. Nearly there. So, onto your backs. So you're going to do those ab curls. You do your feet on the floor. You do it in double knee fold position. You could fully extend both legs.
3, 2, 1.
Breathe out to curl and into lower. Like we did before, if you want, when you lower yourself to the floor, you can lower both legs to the floor. When you've done that last one, you're going back onto your side. So we're going to go into those side planks or side lift. Now, you can press one foot in front of the other or one foot on top of the other. So you really are lengthening that lever. And so you've got more weight to support. So you keep pushing the floor away from underneath you. So if you're doing this and you're starting to find it's a strain, then just drop down to a more manageable level. Because you want to train, but not strain. So, onto your backs. So we're going to go into the spine curls. Now you can use a band, or you could use weights. So, from there, you're going to breathe in to pull yourself up, out to lower. You can extend one leg into the air. You can even come up onto the toes of that foot you're stood on. So you really feel like the weight of the body is going forward into that leg that you stand up on. So we're going over onto the other side. So we're going to do those side planks again. Now if you really want to challenge yourself, you could have a weight in that arm to do that floating arm. And again, the arm will rotate in the socket of the shoulder. So you find a level that challenges you. So this is something that you can progress over a number of weeks. Keep pushing the floor away from underneath you.
3, 2, 1.
So going onto your back, you're going to do hip rolls with some arm flies. Now, you can do your feet on the floor, double knee fold, all legs fully extended.
3, 2, 1.
So you do arm flies, hip rolls, lowering the arms with control. If you want to, you could turn the upper part of the body one way, the lower part of the body the other, with those weights. Keeping that natural curve in the lower part of your body. So find a level that works for you.
3, 2, 1.
So, onto all fours, you're going to do the plank. So you can do it on your forearm and elbow, or you can do it on your hands. So fully extended plank. So, choose a level you want to work at. So you can step out with one foot, then the other. You can step out one foot, then the other. Bring one foot in, then the other. And if you really wanted to, you could step out with both at the same time, pull both in at the same time. Nearly there.
3, 2, 1.
So take yourself back into your front. We're going into that diamond press with a salute, single leg lift, a double salute perhaps, and double leg lift. Choose your level. So you can do both arms, both legs, and if you really want to, you can start to take your hands further away from you. So you're really getting a sense of length from top to toe. We're nearly there. Last few, then we're all done.
3, 2, 1.
Great stuff. Well done, everybody. Oh yeah. So then come up into a standing position. Good. So hopefully you've found a level that you could work at. You keep it with 30 seconds with a 15-second recovery until you're built up to a level where that's working hard for you, or well for you, or you're working reasonably hard, but you might want to challenge yourself a little bit more, in which case you might want to increase the amount of time you're working for to say 40 seconds and have 20-second recovery. So it's still a slightly longer recovery, but you're working for much longer. And instead of doing 3 circuits, you eventually take it up to 4 circuits. So, I hope you enjoyed that. If you've done the session, you need to cool down now. So you can go to the YouTube channel and go through the cool down session and stretch. I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.